So, first thing you wanted to clarify that when you thought about it, you realized that the entry to the buildings, you thought that they were paired, and now you think,
Yeah.
no, that couldn't be because you had one window on one side of the entry into the kitchen, and you had your other window on the other
Yeah,
side. So
so it
you
could
couldn't
not
have,
be.
the
It
shed
would,
could not have been, the entry shed could not have been shared with your neighbor.
no.
Okay, so but so each unit in these five had their own entry.
Had its own shed. It was like a little bit wider than the door, not
Right.
much wider.
But it was a place where you could leave your wet boots or something.
Yeah, wet boots, it's about that because the coats and everything else you would bring inside and
Warm them over.
yeah, and leave it there. So
The
it
other thing
was,
is yesterday, after we stopped taping, you told me that there was outhouses.
yes, it was one wide hall with two outhouses on top.
Right.
And these outhouses were shared by all neighborhood on our side. I don't know the other side
Oh, on the other side there might have been
of the
more.
building might have been another outhouse
But that was by the road. I thought there wasn't a.
no, they had I told you they had some kind of a flower garden or without flowers, just with weeds.
I see.
They were not.
They had a weed garden.
They had a weed garden. They were not exiting directly onto the street.
Okay.
They
So there
were
might
on.
have been an outhouse there you don't remember.
Oh, they should have because they were. I never saw them using ours.
I see. So there was two outhouses for five families.
Yes.
Um, okay. And
One tap.
how did you heat the rooms in the winter?
It was the kitchen was heated by the stove, by the wood stove. It was a heavy one like brick and mortar.
Mm-hmm.
So once it was heated, it would keep the heat, and the room was heated from the kitchen. It was a kind of a wide chimney or what. It was something that built to retain heat to warm up as you were burning things from the kitchen.
Mm-hmm. So there
It
was
was,
a separate fireplace like between the
yes,
rooms?
yes, it was just for to heat the room, and that was covered with tiles.
Okay. And water you said there was a faucet. So this was a modern, you said it was probably Soviet. Actually, you said you were sure it was Soviet built.
It was Soviet built because it was different from the old houses.
Right. So, and it had not running water in the units, but you did have running water in the
There was
yard.
a tap in the yard.
Okay. So you had water close by and you didn't
Yeah.
have to pump.
No, not pump. It was you just open and it would come.
And this was interesting. So it ran even in the winter.
Yes, but in the winter, what what I remember, instead of taking water from the tap, they would take snow and melt snow
Interesting.
for laundry and bath. They would melt snow.
Interesting. And what was the floor? You said,
Our floor was wooden.
what was underneath?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. Oh, there was no insulation for sure.
So it was pretty cold.
I guess so. We
All
wore
right.
shoes in the house.
Right. Um, I guess there's a couple other things I wanted to ask, but I think I'll leave it for next time. Okay?
Okay.